few words about the campaign that he's involved in, why it's important that we defend your rights.
Thank you very much. As you can see, I'm European, and I'm a professional queue jumper and also a citizen of nowhere since the Brexit referendum. I was born in the 70s. I know I look a lot younger, but that's fine. When I was growing up, I was admiring United Kingdom. My mom and dad used to put me to live with the Beatles. When I was a teenager, I used to listen to Oasis, to Blur, and then my favorite television programs were British. I'm like Manuel, I'm from Barcelona, from Fawlty Towers, then the Blackadder and the Young Ones were my favorite ones. Then when I was growing up, then I used to manage the fashion and everything, and it was a point that I did study nursing, and I graduated in '97 in Barcelona, and I couldn't find a job. After 3 years university, I couldn't find a job, and I ended up working delivering pizzas. And after 6 months delivering pizzas, I thought it must be something better in this world, that I don't want to carry on for the rest of my life delivering pizzas. I want to be a nurse. And then I was sitting on a nice terrace in Spain with a bit of sunshine, and I saw an advert on a newspaper. And it was an advert from a hospital here in England. And they offered me a job. I did the interview, and I took advantage of one of the best things that happened to the Great Britain and Europe, that is the freedom of movement. Because the freedom of movement, with no paperwork or nothing, I was able to move without barriers from Barcelona to Sheffield. I arrived on Bonfire Night, and I still remember the welcome with all the fireworks. And I always instantly felt at home, because as probably everybody knows, the NHS is one of the most multicultural organizations there in the world. Yeah. It took me a few months to understand the Yorkshire accent, but my colleague was from Italy, my doctor was from Pakistan. I have every nationality that you can think, they were working on the NHS. And my life went on. Then I fell in love with an English woman, not with the weather, but I'm still trying. and then my dream was fulfilled. I got 3 fantastic, beautiful children, and I managed to grow in a profession that otherwise I would not have been able to do in Spain. And now I'm a senior nurse in the NHS, and my job is to try to deliver the same quality and quality with less resources and less staff. And unfortunately, I'm not a magician, I'm a nurse, and my job is getting more and more difficult. But my life was transformed completely, was turned upside down 1,195 days ago. Brexit referendum came out, and obviously Brexit won. But I was quite, I said, okay, Brexit won. I hope that Mr. Johnson, who was there, will promise us that my rights will be the same and my life will not be affected at all. I say, okay. Then I also believe that maybe, okay, because I work trying to manage the hospital, we need the 350 million from the side of the bus, because I'm desperate for more resources. Horrifies me that my staff are organizing raffles and things, try to buy basic equipment that I cannot provide because I'm in the red numbers. Every time I go to the chief executive, we need more monitors, we need more basic stuff. My manager says, you need to fundraise, you need to go to charities. We are the 5th economy of the world. I cannot believe that. But my life went on, but one day that changed. It's my daughter. I have, as I said, 3 children. My middle daughter, who was 12 at the time, came back from school crying. And she couldn't stop crying. And I said, Emma, why are you crying? She said, because my best friend at school has told me that they're going to kick you out, I will never see you again. And then my daughter asked me, is that true, Dad? Then I stopped. I do believe that you don't need to lie to children. I couldn't answer. I did not know the answer. And 1,195 days afterwards, still don't know the answer, because the government is still using me and 3.5 million as a bargaining chips to play on the negotiations. And this is a human tragedy because that's not only affecting the 5 million, it will affect the 65 million that live in Great Britain. Because already we're having the effect that's having on the NHS and in other sectors. We are 40,000 short of nurses in the United Kingdom. And since Brexit, 10,000 European citizens have left the NHS. That means that it's getting more and more difficult for me to guarantee your safety when you come to the hospital. And last year, it was winter last year, A&E was absolutely full. And obviously, I did not have any empty beds, but I did have a full ward with no patients. I couldn't staff it. I did not have nurses or doctors to staff it. And my decision was, do I need to open and be unsafe, that somebody then will not receive the care, or shall I close it and then that means that A&E will be full? I made the decision not to open it, but that means 3 days later, on the news, there was a man died at home waiting 5 hours for an ambulance because the ambulance was stuck in my A&E. And that day, well, it shook me. And Brexit have broke me. Brexit have finally broke me. After 44 years, never been poor and everything. Now, since April, I'm on antidepressant for anxiety and depression. I had anxiety attacks because I can no longer guarantee my job. I have fear going to work, see what's going to happen in my A&E, in my hospital. I've been off work for 2.5 months. Now I'm on CBT therapy and I'm a lot better. I'm coming back to work in 3 weeks' time. But winter is coming again. And now with a no-deal Brexit, what fears me more is that people will die. Even the own Matt Hancock, the own health minister, have said they cannot guarantee that nobody will die because of no-deal Brexit. And this is a human tragedy that can be avoided from the beginning if the government does the right thing, whatever Brexit or no Brexit, and guarantee the safety of all the citizens living in this country.
Yes.
They need to stop playing politics and put people in front. And then you say, well, I'm one of the lucky ones, I have settled status. I managed to go through. But settled status is potentially the next Windrush scandal. And I'll tell you why. Because it discriminates against the most vulnerable in our society. Settled status is based, you get awarded settled status depend how much you have contributed to national insurance and tax. That means that pensioners, housewives, and people disabled, they're being denied the settled status. Even children now have been denied, and the reason is because they say you don't have 5 years living in this country. Say, well, I'm only 3. You know, how can you deny me a settled status for that reason? And then you say, okay, you jump that barrier, and yet you get settled status. But the idea that the next 50 years of my life will be in the hands of the Home Office, that terrorizes me, that horrifies me completely. Because you say my rights are guaranteed, they're not. For 7 years, they're guaranteed because I have the protection of the European Union. After 7 years, the European Union will leave, and the Home Office can do anything they want with me without going to Parliament, like they did with the Windrush generation in the 1970s. And that we have this problem. And also, I don't have any proof that I have a settled status because the government refusing to issue anything to tell me that I have a settled status. I mean, every time that I want to apply now from November, I want to apply for a job or a bank or a mortgage, I need then to tell them I'm a settled status, that they need to go to a computer, they need to ask for a reference number, then they need then to go to the Home Office, go to the website, put the reference number, and let's hope that they spell my name right, and then to see if I'm on the list or not. If I'm not on the list, my life is over. And also, my life is stored on a computer somewhere, and with the cyber attacks, believe me, my life can be wiped out in any moment. Why can't the government don't give me like a national insurance card or something that I can take power of my life on my own? They taking the control of my life. I feel powerless now in the hands of the Home Office. And I have another option, who is, I can apply for British citizenship. That's true. but this is the most expensive that in all the world. They making about 50% profit. To have the citizenship only costs papers and everything around £500. The government is charging nearly 3 times more just to have the citizen. And on top of that, if you are denied your citizenship, they don't tell you why. They keep the money, and then you need to apply again. I mean, you cannot appeal, you cannot do anything, and that is the reason why, since Brexit is happening in the Australian environment, my colleagues are leaving, and we have been divided in twos. The people who are here, who are younger, who are here 2 or 3 years, they come to work and everything. All of them already left, and the ones who left in here, the people like me, who, in a way, I'm trapped in here because I have my family. I cannot just pack and go. And the other day I was asking myself, and a lot of my colleagues have the same feeling, will I have chosen England if I know the Australian environment and Brexit 20 years ago? The answer is no. I will not have come here. And that's not only me, because since the Brexit referendum, the number of nurses and European citizens who wanted to come and to work in the NHS have been reduced by 96%, have dried up completely. And also, a lot of us are leaving. That is a ticking bomb because, as I say, we are desperate for staff. And it's sad that there's only 2 countries in this world that instead of breaking barriers, they're putting barriers up. One is the United Kingdom, and the other one is the USA. And I want to live in an open society where everybody is welcome. We need migrants to come here. We need also British people. I don't care where they're coming from, I want more people to support the NHS. And what the government did, the Tory party, instead, okay, you must think that they have a fantastic plan behind it. Okay, we're going to remove all these Europeans, we're going to make a stable environment, nobody will come here because we want more British jobs for British people. The thing they did is they removed the bursaries. Now, if you're British, you want to go to university, you need to pay £50,000 to be earning just £11 when you finish nursing studies. Who's left? NHS is being dismantled piece by piece, and Brexit, I know, I'm supposed to be not political, but Brexit will be the last nail in the coffin unless we stop. And that's why I'm very grateful for Stand Up for Racism and all these things that we want to highlight the human cost of Brexit. Because when you look at the news, everybody's talking about the economy and how the impact of the economy. What about the people? You know, and one of the reasons, because I do believe that the Brexit campaign was so successful, is because they talk about feelings, they talk about the heart and everything, and the Remain talk about a lot of figures and everything. We need to reach these people. We need to tell them that Brexit will affect them. And even if we do Brexit, we need to do it the right way. And the right way is to put people first. And if you go out today, please tell, because probably some members of your family have, or yourself, are in favor of Brexit. I don't mind, but please don't play with people's life. Because at the end of the day, we all going to be affected, and if we don't have an NHS, we all going to suffer in the future. Thank you.